Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Evan Pender and welcome to the 3:30 programme. Premier League side Brighton travelled to Greece for their Europa League clash with AEK Athens. The Seagulls came away with a 1-0 win and our very own Charlie Clayton was amongst the scene in the chaos. As you can see from the footage that was sent to our social media channels, plastic bottles were thrown and words were exchanged. It was also reported that tear gas was thrown at the Albion fans by mistake following the match. Aston Villa's tie with Legia Warsaw went ahead last night without any away fans. The visiting Polish fans caused a disturbance with police, seeing 3 officers injured. The villains have ensured that they will be playing in Europe in the spring thanks to a 1-0 win last night. Sticking with the Premier League, Everton have formally lodged an appeal against their 10-point deduction. The Toffees were found to have breached the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules on November 17th. They've appealed against the sanctions earlier today. Winchester travelled to Poole this Saturday, with the citizens hoping to turn their fine away form this season to help propel them into playoff contention. It will be a tense return for Luke Kearney, who is returning to Poole for the first time since leaving the club in summer. Here's Luke Newman with more.
Tomorrow afternoon, Winchester City make the 45-mile trip down the south coast to take on Poole Town. Winchester are the second best team in the league when it comes to away form, so the citizens have high hopes ahead of this weekend, especially after their recent results. Earlier on in the week, Winchester took on TikTok superstars Walton and Hersham at home. It was a rocky start from Winchester, where the Swans took an early lead thanks to Ibrahim Olutade. The scenes of despair from the Winchester coaching staff changed to jubilation as a goal from Max Smith late on in the first half gave them hope. Following on from a tense second half, it was a late goal in the game when Winchester were able to complete their comeback as Tommy Wright scored the winning goal for the citizens. After the game, Max Smith was full of praise for his teammates in creating his first half goal.
Yeah, definitely. Trevor's been superb the last couple of games, honestly. Like I said, he's just electric. And when you've got someone like that, give the ball to him, let him do what he does. And I was just fortunate he slid it back to me and tucked it away finally.
After that first touch, what were you thinking? Just find the corner?
Yeah, it was literally keep your head down, especially that's a position I'm not used to being in. So it was like keep a head down, strike it and get it on target.
And then for a team that's known for their playing out the back and playing the football,
yeah,
it looked like we were the better team playing the better football in the end.
Yeah, like they're a good outfit, they're a good team, but like you got to, I think personally, you got to know when to play and when not to play. And like you said, when you got us pressing, we set up so well. It just worked in our benefit today, it really did.
Winchester manager Craig Davis still has belief for the remainder of the season ahead of this weekend's game.
I hope so. We're up to 11th now, aren't we? Still with plenty of games in hand. I don't think many would have backed us to necessarily have won today, especially with our home record, although they're on a bad run themselves now. So, yeah, we've got to hope so. The next game's away, and it's against Poole Town, who beat Merthyr tonight 2-0. So, you know, that's obviously going to be a tough game. You know, their aspirations are to win the league, not anything at less than that. So, you know, they'll be gunning for a victory against us. But yeah, we'll go and give it a go.
The Boom journalism team headed down to the David Lloyd Sports Centre to find out about the sport of pickleball. Here's a look at what they found out about the sport and what they got up to. Baxter Wilson with more on the story.
Pickleball has been around since the 1960s when US Congressman Joel Pritchard invented the game for his children to play and named it after their dog Pickles. Pickleball is often compared to tennis, but with smaller courts and a more fast-paced style. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the last few years, and here at the David Lloyd Centre, it's become very popular.
I think the most unique part is it's so accessible, so you can turn up on your first day and play and have a really good game. It's not like other racket sports which take a bit more effort before you're able to enjoy the game. And the friendliness of it, if you come around here and see the kind of big group we've got here, and that's built up from a couple of years ago when we had like a regular 8 to we now have a regular 24-30 on a Monday night. You know.
Mike has faith that the sport will continue growing in the UK, but might not be able to catch up to the US market.
Well, I don't think it will get to America, you know, the size in the US, where every recreational ground has got a pickleball court on it. But it's grown massively. You know, the English Open had 320 people last year and 1,100 people this year. You know, the English Nationals, which was in Bolton in October, sold out in, I think, 2 days after.
Rochelle Penrose, a former pro player in tennis and squash, is still keeping active after her injuries ended her professional career in both sports.
I played full-time tennis when I was about 18, 19, absolutely loved it. Then went on to squash, then had a few too many injuries. Tried paddleball, which was very good over at Winchester. And then it was December. And in in the UK, the weather, you go pickleball indoors, paddleball's outdoors. So new sport was pickleball, and that was indoors. You see a lot of tennis, squash players, badminton players, so anybody who's got any racket abilities, absolutely great to go for. Very easy to pick up as well. Got any eye-to-ball coordination, it's great, and it's very, very sociable, it's a lot of fun, people are lovely. It's just great to go. Where I see the sport 4 or 5 years down the line, I don't think there's a limit to it.
Baxter Wilson, Solent Sports News.
We cross over to boxing now, where our reporter Callum Pearman met up with Jaden Pryor to discuss the future of his sport.
Good, turn.
Let him go,
turn.
come on, let him go.
That's it. He's way above us. He's
Well done, boys. Well done.
Where?
Good spar.
This is the future of South Coast boxing. Jaden Pryor is 1-0 as a pro and just 20 years old. It may be all smiles in the ring, but Jaden alongside coach Gary White are working very hard. Boxing has always been in Jaden's life, but there was one key decision that changed his sporting life forever.
I was 9, 10, started boxing, so when I got into secondary school I was about 12, probably 12 years old. My dad said you can either be good at 2 sports or great at 1, so he made me have a year to choose, so I chose boxing.
The South Coast Spartan has a second pro fight on the 10th of December when boxing returns to Portsmouth.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. When I have my first one on the 21st of October, if it's just as good as then or better, then I'm chuffed. Looking forward to it.
Coach Gary White is optimistic after Jaden's great debut.
The same, you know, it was a good performance to start off with. I thought he looked really good in there, and hopefully now we're going to build on the 10th of December from that, and then go forwards after that. Yeah, really pleased with him.
I've been Callum Pearman, Solent Sports News.
And finally, we're back here. We're back to tell you that on the big screen in the Spark, for the first time on our channel, it's Solent Soccer Saturday. Here's a sneak preview of what's to come from tomorrow's live at 2 p.m. The Premier League returns for another round of fixtures and will be covered by the group of presenters, Rhys Barrett and his esteemed presenters on his panel, part of tomorrow's programme. Top of the table, Arsenal host 12th place Wolves at the Emirates, as well as Brentford versus Luton Town and the big relegation clash between Sheffield United and Burnley. The second round of the FA Cup returns this weekend, with games from England's oldest cup competition also being a part of tomorrow's coverage. Local National League side, Eastleigh, who play host to League One side Reading, it goes without saying this game is absolutely huge for them, and there will be potential for the Spitfires to face one of the big boys in the next round. And just to prove that we really are going everywhere for the coverage, joining us live all the way from Denmark is Josh Stewart. Josh, what could you tell us about the country of Denmark and your game taking place tomorrow? Apparently we don't have Josh, sorry for that, but we're going to move on. Joining me now anyway in the studio for a chat about tomorrow's big show is fellow Solent sport journalist and news panellist for tomorrow's big show is Michael Ryder.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I'm very excited and very appreciative to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you. What can you tell us about tomorrow's big show?
Well, tomorrow is the first time that a Soccer Saturday event or any kind of news night done by the sports journalism course is going to, it's projected on the live screen. So this is big. It's an open day, everyone's watching, it's eyes on us, so everyone's got to be on the top game. But from watching what the lads have produced today in the newsroom and how the packages went so far, I think it has been unbelievable, and tomorrow can only be a success.
How do you think the team's going to handle the pressure of all those people being able to watch from the open day?
I feel for the producers, as I was the producer for it last year, and let me tell you, it's a lot of work. And especially with how big we're going this year, I can imagine they're going to be tearing their hair out. But it's going to be so worth it and so fulfilling. And even though it's a monumental task we have ahead, I'm pretty sure all the lads that we have are so keen and will do the best that they can to make a very good package, very good bulletin.
That sounds great. Obviously, you're not a panellist this year, right?
I am a panellist.
Oh, you are a panellist?
I am, yes.
So say which games will you be
last
covering?
year I was a producer, so I saw behind the scenes a bit more. But this year I'm doing the Leeds-Middlesbrough game. So you'll get to see this absolutely lovely face for the next 4 hours tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. I've not done a live TV report yet, so it'll be very interesting to see how I cope with that kind of pressure as well.
Oh, well, I can't wait to tune in. Thank you very much, Michael.
You're more than welcome.
Cheers. Thank you very much for joining me here. We've got Josh Stewart from Copenhagen. We've managed to get him back on the live. Is he here?
Hi, yes, I'm standing here in front of Copenhagen Central Station. It's been a long day. I won't lie, to get me here to this spot. I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning to manage to get the plane here. I arrived, it was snowing, there was a white blizzard around me, and as I entered the land of the Lego, the domain of the Danes, the home of Hans Christian Andersen, it was truly a magical Yuletide. Welcome. We're here today in Copenhagen to foresee the last league match day of the calendar year. Copenhagen are hosting our house on Sunday, but I wanted to come here early, find out just what the Christmas spirit in Denmark is all about. Today we have seen the Little Mermaid, a fantastic statue in honour of the aforementioned Hans Christian Andersen, the famous Danish poet. Tomorrow I'm heading to Tivoli Gardens, one of the most famous landmarks in the entire country. And finally, as I mentioned, on Sunday is Copenhagen versus Aarhus. Copenhagen are currently top of the Danish league by 3 points. And whilst the break will go on over the Christmas period, it's currently -2 degrees. So you can understand why they might want a little break to give their pitches time to recover. They're hoping they'll go into that period with a secure grip on top. It has been a fantastic atmosphere so far. And I cannot wait to tell you more about it tomorrow in the live Soccer Saturday. So thank you so much, and back to the studio.
Josh, it was nice to hear from you from the end. Sorry about that, viewers at home. It's live. A few complications happen. That's all we got time for today anyway. We're back tomorrow though with a special Solent Soccer Saturday where we'll be reporting on all of the football action on air at 2 p.m. I hope you can join us then. Have a good evening.